hope you're doing super well. The mountains are out today. And I guess we will just take a little downtown ride. And yes, what created all of this in the first place? Why are we here? Hello, Brian. You know, there are just so many different places to start from with that, you know. I think that, you know, the whole Cloward Piven strategy sort of comes to mind a little bit. Sorry, it's like really hot out. I didn't realize I had the air conditioning blasting like that. And Cloward Piven is all about, you know, this kind of end game strategy of how to pull the plug. You know, and you know, you do so many things at once, and it might not even take much, but say you just stop hiring the local population and you bring in only foreign workers. You know, like all my videos showing, and I'm not talking about Asian Americans. These are people speaking mainland Chinese who are being hired up at the Capitol. And even my progressive friend, a friend who works up there, had told me that, you know, he was told we're only hiring, you know, a foreign base now because they're easier to control. They're easier to manipulate, you know, and was told that just completely, you know, head on. So it's just an interesting kind of thing going on with the whole, you know, so you've got your hiring base, you've got your manufacturing base, which here had been the milling, right? And then in the 70s or the 80s, at some point, a really cynical move was made that if a piece of, you know, a tree, a tree had a niche of wood in it, a little niche taken out, that it was considered milled in the US, but everything got transferred to offshore milling in China. And that was kind of what happened. So the whole job base was taken away, really, of you know, people who were working with wood, the mills, all of that, and replaced really with an overblown state, this kind of overfed beast of nepotism that just started to grow, right? And people really learned kind of how to weave a tapestry of lies, you know, to create new departments and create, you know, new facilities, you know, with the right names for things. And those people are always very good with words and know the kind of grant-like jargon to do that and just further gut, you know, Joe Breadwinner. So, you know, here's the Family Support Center. We also got inundated with these kind of non-profs that really bounce people back and forth between themselves. These sort of pseudo-legal, you know, pseudo will help you, but, you know, right up front, you know, it's just social workers. And once again, the term social worker, anything with the word social before it, beware, right? You know, I remember this guy from years ago who went to Columbia University and was from like this kind of very super educated family in northern Washington. They were really like the family in 5 Easy Pieces, if you've ever seen that movie. Very, musical. And, he would call it, so-so sciences, right? So-so biology. And then later, it kind of really became to be known as, socialist studies and, socialist biology, and a kind of nonsensical thing. Years ago, Doc and I used to kind of go down to the Evergreen Beach like every single day. It was really beautiful and fun to do. And there was this fun man that used to come and walk along. He was some kind of movie actor, and he'd, lay on the beach and, wait for his agent to call him. And, one day he was just completely beside himself. He was so upset. And we were like, you're really upset. And he said, yes, I live in a gorgeous home on Puget Sound, and I have a very, spoiled son who has, bedroom windows looking out, upon Puget Sound. And yet he was on the cover of the newspaper today, where, the caption said, Olympia's homeless youth, right? What do we do? And here was his son, sitting up against a brick wall, being, looking homeless. So it's like, first of all, it's like we have to put everyone in a sieve and kind of shake it and sort it out and say, okay, who's homeless, who isn't, right? Who's mentally ill? Who has the head injury? Who's the god-awful, terrifying criminal who's, hiding in the, what was it Tahoe Jones was talking about? The rape tents, that are, way in the back, that no one knows about, right? All these kind of secret, crime things that just make it all feel like Jack the Ripper days, from, Piccadilly Circus London or something, just really completely out there. So, anyway, much love to you all. We'll just, so these are all kind of the elements that wore away at it and really turn this place into the tent city that it is. But there's definitely people who are profiteers from the tent cities that kind of bring these people in. A lot have been bussed in from California, and by people that are doing good. I guess what the real estate people would call the useful idiots, because they're saying, oh, we need affordable housing here, and this kind of it's gone on for years. Where there's one of your porta potties, it's gone on for years and years and years that way, where they'll kind of scream for it, and really nothing gets built, but a lot of money seems to change hands. A lot of money seems to come out of the coffers. So this little kind of park right here was actually where one of the mills was, and so there had been an industry here that is now just going off to China. But guess what? There we go. There is Mount Rainier. Much love.